guys, today I'm filming my Hit It or Quit It thoughts on hauls number 76. If you guys have never seen one of these videos from me before, I will have my playlist linked down below, and I will be reviewing all the products I featured in a haul from a year ago to let you know my current thoughts on those products. And I'm actually going to be combining two hauls in one. I had my normal monthly haul, and then I did a Sephora Friends and Family sale haul where I only picked up about 5 items. So I'm just going to be reviewing them all today. So I will have all the products listed down below, and I'm going to link both of the original videos. So starting with the monthly haul, there were a bunch of things that I had purchased from Sephora, and they had a week, I believe, where Too Faced entire brand was 20% off, which was a great deal for me for Sephora. And I picked up a bunch of things that were exclusive to Sephora. And the first thing was a holiday kit. This was the Christmas cookie house party set. So this was, I think, like $65 because it came with a ton of stuff. This cute little mini eyeshadow palette that has 4 pressed glitters and 2 mattes. You got this face palette, which has a bronzer, pink blush, and a highlight. And then you got this larger eyeshadow palette, which is really the reason I bought this set. I just thought this was so beautiful. Then you got a couple of extras. So you got a mini shadow insurance, which is not a eyeshadow primer that I like at all. I find it to be very, very thin and oily and just doesn't do anything for my eyes, so I decluttered that. You also got a mini Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I haven't used this in a while, but I know that I do really enjoy it. I think it does give some really good volume. And then you got a mini of the Too Faced Melted Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Gingerbread Man, which is a really beautiful color. And I was so excited to get this because I had been interested in this shade, but I knew I wouldn't wear it enough to have the full size. So I was really happy to see that they included a mini of that shade. It was really cute how it was presented. So the palettes are magnetic, so it all goes together like this, which is so cute, right? Precious. I love that. But I have not used the face palette at all or the eyeshadow palette at all. I'm actually thinking of decluttering these and putting them in a giveaway for you guys because I have not used them at all, and it's a shame. I think that the mini palette is very pretty, but I don't like pressed glitters. And the face palette is nice, but I already have Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and I don't wear pink blushes like ever, and the highlight might be too dark for me. So yes, I could try these, but I'd probably end up decluttering them anyway, so I would rather just give them away to you guys. But I definitely will be keeping this larger palette. I've only used it like once. I do know it performed well. I was really happy with the quality of this palette, and I was really happy with the shades because with other Too Faced holiday palettes, it seems like they all have the same colors on the inside, just different packaging on the outside. But this one, they did a good job. I'll hold it up so you can see here what the colors look like close up. Just some of these shimmers are just so beautiful, and I really enjoy this color selection. It's definitely different for Too Faced holiday. But did I need this? No, I don't regret it. I did end up getting this for Christmas, which was nice, but yes, I could have done without it. But it's not a bad quality product. I just haven't reached for it enough, unfortunately. Then I got all of the complexion products from the Too Faced Peach Perfect line, which is their mattifying complexion line that is exclusive to Sephora. So I had repurchased the Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation in my perfect shade Swan. I previously had the shade Snow because I bought this before they extended the shade range, but Swan is definitely a better shade match for me because it is fair with a yellow undertone. I really like this foundation. I feel like it gives like a really nice solid medium coverage. It has a great matte finish. It lasts really well on my oily skin. I really, really enjoy this. And you also get a lot of product in here. Most foundations you only get 1 ounce, and this has 1.6 fluid ounces, which is great. And it is a squeeze tube looking bottle, but it has a pump on it. So if you have oily skin, I would definitely recommend this foundation. I really like it. And then I also repurchased the Too Faced Peach Perfect Loose Powder, which is an amazing mattifying loose powder. And I think this comes in a couple shades. I have the translucent light color. It's called Translucent Peach Whisper. And this is an amazing mattifying loose powder. It does look a little peachy on me, and it does darken my face makeup a bit. So I do mix in the Maybelline Fit Me loose powder and Fair just to help balance out the color, and it works perfectly for me. And I never look too dry or cakey when I use that. I feel like it goes well with all foundations. I absolutely love that powder. And then I bought a set with the full-size Primed and Peachy Cooling Matte Skin Perfecting Primer and the full-size Peach Mist Mattifying Setting Spray. So, of course, the duo was cheaper than the products would be individually, and I got 20% off the duo. So it was a really great price. Again, most primers comes with 1 ounce. This has 1.35 fluid ounces, which is great. I really do enjoy the primer. It does not go well with all foundations, but that's okay. All of these products work well together, and this does still work well with most foundations. And it has a nice scent to it. It definitely does help to mattify the skin. Same with the setting spray. Love the scent. It does help mattify the skin. The only thing I don't like, and that I think has turned off a lot of people, is because it has actual like powder in the spray bottle, again, to help mattify, but it can come out a little splotchy on the skin. So I shake the crap out of it right before I spray it. But I have also put it into different packaging that disperses a little easier. Like if you have the Smashbox Primer Water packaging, that has an amazing nozzle. So I think, you know, they can maybe work on that. Out of all 4 of these products, this one would be like the one, if I had to let go of something, it would be this, just because it can be a little finicky. And when you get those like powdery looking dots on your face, it is very hard to blend it out. But once your oils start to come through, you don't see it anymore. And it's not like your entire face, but you will get just a few splotches. So didn't want to note that, but I love this line. I really thought it was being discontinued because the whole thing was on sale for like 2 months, but it's not on sale anymore. So I'm really hoping they don't discontinue it because it's so good and something for oily skin. Next, I purchased a Bite Beauty Amuse Bouche lipstick in the shade Meringue, and these were all on sale half off because Bite was trying to get out their old stock so they could bring in their new formula, which I think was going to be fully vegan. Here is what Meringue looks like. It's a really pretty color. I just knew that out of all the shades, this is the one I get the most use out of. It is like a really pretty like pinky neutral color that I'm gonna reach for more in the springtime. I definitely don't regret having this. I haven't reached for it a ton so far, but it is a nice formula and it is a really pretty color. The other thing that I had purchased was this limited edition Tarte Chrome Paint Shadow Pot in the shade, I say caramel or caramel apple, and this did come broken. They sent me a replacement. The replacement came broken, so they credited my money back. Ugh. This is what it looks like. It's like a rose gold copper color. Love the shade of it. I love these Tarte Chrome Paint Shadow Pots so much. I have a bunch of colors. They are just really pigmented. They look super metallic on the lid. They're so impressive, and I like the new packaging better visually because it's a lot sleeker, it's a lot cuter, but almost all the shades I've gotten in the new packaging come broken, where the old packaging for whatever reason was like sturdier and the shades didn't break as often. So that's definitely a bummer. I know some people said they've been able to like mush them back in place. Mine aren't mushing, and I don't like using a loose shadow. I like these because they're pressed. So I do love this color. I'm super happy that I have it. Again, I love all the shades that I have. I have all the ones I want now, which is awesome. I would love for them to release some more shades, but it's also a very expensive product. However, it has been going on sale the past couple months. It went on sale on Ulta's website, 40% off, and that's when I bought the other shades I wanted. And it's also gone on sale on the Tarte website a couple times as well. So definitely do recommend those. Then I had some freebies from all of these different orders that I wanted to mention. And the first one is a mini Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in the shade Pillow Talk, which is such a popular product. I was so excited to get this because Charlotte Tilbury is a very expensive brand and I haven't really been able to try much from. And this is what that color looks like. So it's a little bit warmer than Meringue. It's also a thinner formula, a little bit more of like a slip to it. I really love this. It is super comfortable. I really like this color. Once I use it up, it is something that I would possibly consider purchasing during a sale, but it is really nice. Then another bougie brand. This is a mini of the Pat McGrath Labs Fetish Eyes Mascara. I'm actually using this right now. This is what the brush looks like. I think this is fine. It gives a little bit of length, mostly volume. It's fine. I don't think it's anything super amazing. It's not something I would be tempted to purchase at all. If I get another mini, I'll probably use it up, but it's just fine. And then I had gotten this really generous size of the Caudalie Vino Pure Purifying Gel Cleanser. This is a 1 fluid ounce bottle. Haven't used it yet. So stay tuned for my 365 days of sample series to hear my thoughts on this when I eventually try it. It's so funny. I feel like Caudalie either gives you like a really generous sample or you get a sample with like nothing in it. But this is generous. So some great products there, some good freebies. And then I had one other freebie that I don't have here, and that would be the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask in Apple Lime. I do think the scent is nice, but it's not my favorite. And those little minis have a lot of product, even though when you like break down the math, it's only like a $2.50 value or something. I've used up one of the berry ones in the past and it took me forever. So that's why I did actually recently just let go of the Apple Lime, because I knew it was just going to take me too long to go through it. But I do really enjoy the formula of that. I do find it to be very nice and hydrating, and the berry scent is definitely my favorite. Next, we have some things from Ulta. The first was the Neutrogena Bright Boost Gel Cream. That was a diamond gift, which I thought was incredibly lame to have a drugstore product as the free gift, and I ended up passing this on. Then I got the Dr. Brandt No More Baggage Eye Cream, which was also a platinum or diamond gift. I didn't like this at all. It does have a bit of like a peachy tone to it, which is nice, but this is just so thick and was not easy to blend. It just felt like heavy and sticky under the eyes. Was definitely a no for me. Then I had the Anastasia Alyssa Edwards palette, and I wanted this because I love Alyssa Edwards. I love RuPaul's Drag Race, but the colors in here were just not for me. They were just all over the place. They were like very Alyssa, but not shades that I would actually wear. So I ended up returning that. Then I got a bunch of brushes, and Ulta, I think at this time, had just started carrying the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill brushes. So I bought the, what's it called? I bought the Eye Master collection, and then I bought an individual face brush and 4 individual eye brushes. I love face brushes so much, but I have so many I couldn't justify buying any new ones except this one because the shape was so different. So that's why I bought new eye brushes, and I'm so happy that I did. But let me start with this one first. So like I said, this is the only face brush that I purchased. This is the JH06 My Everything brush, and I have just been using this for blush. If I have something that's really pigmented, I would just pick up the product lightly and just blend it onto the cheeks. This is like a really fluffy brush, but it actually does pick up a decent amount of product, blends nicely. I find this to be very soft. I really, really do enjoy this brush. Yes, you could probably use it for bronzer or highlighter, but it's really good for blush. Also, if you're like dusting off bake or whatever, it'd be good for that as well. But definitely love that brush. And then for the individual eye brushes, there are 3 of the 4 that I'm using almost on a daily basis right now. And we've got the JH35, which is called the Upper Crease Brush. I do just use this as my basic crease brush. It is a little bit pinched, so it's perfect for me and my eye shape, the way I apply my eyeshadow to apply the color directly in my crease. Then we've got this one, which is the JH34 Carve Your Crease Brush. So this one is smaller, it is rounder, it's not as pinched as the other brush. I'm not sure if you guys will be able to tell that well, but this one I like to pick up either like a small amount of product or a light shade, and I will go around the edges of the crease with mostly my transition color to help blend it out a bit more and create like more of a gradient look. That works really, really well. And then I've got this JH37, which is the buffer blender brush. I use this just about every day as well. Because I'm so fair and I don't want my crease to look so intense, sometimes I will just take this brush and literally like go on my outer corner or just around the edges and really kind of like buff it out to help soften the edges. I usually don't put any product on this brush at all. It works so, so well for that. And then the other individual brush I bought was the JH36, which was the eye buffer brush. I have this in my drawer with like the brushes that aren't currently in use. I haven't used this one very much. I think this would be good for applying transition color though, because it is fluffy, but it actually has a good amount of density to it. So I need to use this one more, but those other three I use literally on a daily basis. So here are what these two brushes look like. And then we have the Eye Master collection, which came with this beautiful silver makeup bag. It looks so nice and glittery, but it's not textured at all. This actually like goes pretty deep. This is a perfect thing for me to take when I'm traveling to put my brushes in. So with this eye set, I believe these are all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 brushes. I use on a pretty consistent basis only 3 of these, but I don't regret having this whole set. It's really just because I have so many brushes. So I will start with the 3 that I use most often. So again, we have another crease brush. This is the JH33, and to compare it to the other crease brush I use all the time, which is, so this one's the 3.3, this one's the 3.5. 3.3 is a bit more pinched. 3.5 is a little fluffier, but like these didn't, well, I guess that's why one of them was an individual and one was in the brush set. I don't think she needed to create them both necessarily because they are so similar, but I kind of like alternate both of those as a crease brush, kind of depending on which one is like the most or least dirty. One of them is a little bit denser than the other. Yeah, I would say that the 33 has like more bristles in it. It's a bit denser, but both work really well for the crease. Then the JH32 is what I use every day for my transition color, and I do go in with a really light shade and really kind of buff it out, and this does a good job of blending but applying a lot of color. And then I've got the 41, which is a really awesome lid packing brush, especially if you're using more of like an oily dimethicone shadow. This does a great job of really picking up the product and applying a nice coat to your lid. I don't feel like I have to like keep going and going and going and going and dipping back in. So really love this for a lid brush. And then the other 5 I don't really use very much. The 43 could be used for liner or really like placing color right up on the lower lash line. I just don't do that with shadow very much. Then you can do the same thing with this JH39, which I would probably use this one more for buffing on the lower lash line because it is very dense. Don't need that one. Then you've got the JH42, which is a really, really small lid packing brush. You could probably use this for like a nice like light shade in the center of the lid, a nice little spotlight effect. I have like 3 different lid brushes going, so this is just not one I've been reaching for a ton. It could also be nice for the inner corner. A good brush, and I actually like the shape of it and the size a lot. I just haven't used it much. Then we've got this JH40. I don't see much of a point in this one. I have a similar brush from Morphe that I use all the time to apply my transition color in this like inner part of my crease to help it fade. I guess I could do the same thing with this, but it's like just like a weird small and dense brush. If you have this, let me know what you use it for, but I don't know. I just don't use that one. Then we've got the JH30, which is like a large, pretty dense, fluffy brush. This could also be good for transition color, but it's not something that I need. So again, I know I am only using about half the brushes in the set, but the set was definitely cheaper than buying the brushes individually. Some of them were not available individually. So I'm definitely happy that I bought those eye brushes because like I said, I use them a lot. I feel like I've been using them since I purchased them, and a lot of washing. I think the Jaclyn Hill brushes from Morphe are really great quality. So definitely recommend those. Then I had gotten the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge Set. I think this was a set of 4. I probably got it on sale. I love the Real Techniques sponges. The shape is very unique. I'm able to use it to apply my foundation, concealer, and setting powder all in the same sponge every single day. I just use like a different side of the sponge. Works perfectly for me. Love the consistency. They last me a long time. My #1 sponge for sure. Then I had gotten some ColourPop lippy sticks, the Matte X finish in the shade Cami and Gold Digger. Gold Digger was kind of like a terracotta-y color. I just didn't love it on my skin tone, so I returned it. But then Cami was a repurchase of mine, and I love this color. It's a beautiful, like deeper rosy mauve color. It's so stunning, and I love this Matte X formula because it is so smooth and creamy. It's fully opaque. It is really like a velvety matte finish. Very comfortable, very long wearing. Really do recommend that formula, and I really love that color. And then I had gotten some hair products. And first would be a couple of hair brushes. You're going to see some hair in them. Apologies. So I purchased the Tangle Teaser Ultimate Detangler brush and the Wet Brush Flex Style paddle brush. So I have previously used the Tangle Teaser that is just like the handheld one. So I decided, because this one was on sale, not the original, I would try the one with the handle, and then this brush as well. Very similar. Sometimes my hair will get stuck in here, not often, but sometimes. I think they both do a really good job of helping to comb out my very tangly hair without ripping out gobs or without getting stuck or hurting. I really enjoy both of them. I might pick the Tangle Teaser brush over this wet brush one because the bristles are a little bit firmer, and I feel like if you had like a good itch, so really get to it for you. So I really recommend both of them. I'm happy I have both. I just kind of like alternate between them, but I would probably repurchase the Tangle Teaser one. But I would love to know from you guys, how often should you be replacing your hairbrush? I have no idea. Again, I've been using these for a year, and the Ulta hair event is already over. So if, you know, I wanted to buy a brush on sale, the time has passed, but they do that sale, I think, twice a year. Anyway, I would love to know from you guys, how often do you switch out your hairbrush? Then I bought 2 hair tools. The first would be this Conair Infinity Pro Rainbow Flat Iron, and I think this is terrible. I don't recommend this at all. I wish I would have tried it sooner so I could have returned it. It sucks. I'm trying to show it to you. So basically, I feel like it's clamped down fully, but I can still like see through it. And my hair has gotten thinner over the years, and I feel like some of it just slips through, and it doesn't get that nice like tss that a hair straightener should do for you. So yeah, I mean, like, it works okay, but it does not do a great job. I definitely regret buying this. I do not recommend it at all. And then I bought the Bedhead A Wave We Go hair waver. I think this is nice. This does work well. It does give some nice beachy waves. I just haven't used it a whole time, but this one, this is good quality. And then I bought 2 bottles of the L'Oreal Ever Pure Blonde conditioner. I have not used this yet. I'm trying to work through some minis that I have, but I know I love the L'Oreal Ever Pure line. I think it does a great job. It's super, super hydrating, and it's only a basic conditioner, so do recommend those. Next, I purchased something from the BoxyCharm Facebook group. I purchased one of the Alamar Los Desnudas lip glosses in the shade Dolce. I was thinking this was going to be pinker than it was. It ended up being very peachy on me and almost like a mac and cheese peachy color. I didn't like it, and it was a little thick and it was pretty sticky, so I was just disappointed with the color and the formula, so I decluttered that. Then I bought one thing from TJ Maxx. That would be the Lime Crime Velveteen Lip Liner in the shade Chiffon. I was just excited to find a Lime Crime lip liner, and it was just a pink color. I don't wear pink lips too often, so I did end up decluttering that, so I definitely regret buying the both of those. Then I had my October Sephora Play. I do miss Sephora Play. That was very fun to get every month. But the first thing I had was the Moroccan Oil Night Body Serum. Never used it, declutter it. Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Original. Hate it. Put it in a giveaway, I'm sure. Urban Kale Nighter Setting Spray. Really enjoy that. I do think it helps to lock in your makeup. My favorite setting spray for sure. The Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation in 1.10 came in a foil pack, but it was actually a really big foil pack. I got a lot of use out of it, and that actually was a pretty good shade match for me. I did like the formula of this. It was like medium buildable to full coverage and more of a satin finish. It wore pretty well on me. I enjoyed it, and it's on sale right now. I thought about picking it up, but I have a lot of foundations and it takes me too long to get through them, so I'm not going to repurchase anytime soon, but it's a good product. Then the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Foundation in Y205. It is too light for me, so I have used that as a mixer. I think Makeup Forever does a good job with their shade range. This is nice. It's a medium coverage, has more of a satin matte finish. It's decently long wearing on me, but I was never in love with it, so it's not something I'd purchase. Then I had a mini of the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Water Foundation in 12B Fair Beige, 12S Fair Sand is my perfect shade from Tarte. So this one was too pink toned, and I don't like this foundation at all. It gave no coverage on me, and the color was way off. So just a no all around. And it's also like too dewy and did not hold up well on my oily skin at all. Then I got a bunch of things from Pixie and PR that were a bunch of collabs, and I've gotten rid of everything, which is so terrible. So that would be the Chloe Morello lip icings in Sorbet, Parfait, and Bonbon. I don't really wear lip toppers, and I didn't like any of these shades. It was like a blue, a lighter pink, and a hot pink. Then the Miriam Maquillage Day and Night Fairy Lights and Matte Last Liquid Lipstick sets. I don't love the liquid lipsticks. The formula is nice. They have pretty colors, but I don't really like the scent of it. It's a little floral, which is weird. And then the Liquid Fairy Lights are actually a really awesome formula of liquid shadow. I think that they're basically just as good as Stila. They have some nice base pigment to them, and they also have a ton of glitter. They look beautiful on the eyes, but I wanted to pass them on before they dried out because I just never wear them. I did keep one shade, the Bare Brilliance color, which is a taupe, but I got rid of both of the shades that were in these collections. The That's Heart Double Tap Eyeshadow Palette, I really was not impressed with the formula of that. It was not the most pigmented, blended just okay. The Rach Loves Layers Highlighter Palette was very pretty. Only a couple of the shades worked for me. It had a nice formula, I just didn't need it, so I decluttered it. The Head to Toe Beauty Glowy Powders in Fetch and Wednesdays. I think that's an amazing formula, but both of the shades were too dark for me, so I decluttered them. And then the Head to Toe Beauty Endless Shade Stick in One and Done. A really pretty like coppery bronze color, but I have other formulas and shades I prefer. It is a good formula because it is very pigmented, smooth, easy to apply, and it doesn't crease. The only thing for me is that it's a little too big, and because I have hooded eyes and small lid space, I do tend to get it in my crease, which I don't love, but other than that, I do think they're a great product. And then I have the 5 things that I purchased during the Sephora Friends and Family sale. The first thing was this full size of the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. I did just recently use this up. This is a very expensive powder, but it's great. I do find it to be a bit more on the mattifying side, which I like, and that's kind of why I'm surprised that so many other people like it. I do find that this does darken my concealer, which is a shame because I do like this to set my entire face, but I mostly would use it under my eyes. So I was just about to say this is nice and smoothing, and it kind of is, but I feel like it also accentuates lines a little bit more than something like what I'm using today, which is the Dermablend Translucent Loose Powder. That one I think is nice and brightening. It's very smoothing. This one does a good job of setting. I have a travel size of it that I'm going to use and maybe just use it on my face and see what I think. This is probably like my number 5 loose powder, which sounds crazy and like, how is that even a ranking? But it's because I have so many that I love. But this is a great product. I would definitely recommend it for setting your under eyes or your face. It's just not perfect for me. Then I bought a Fenty Beauty Sun Stalker bronzer in the second to lightest shade, Shady Biz. This is a really great warm tone and I love the formula on this. It is pigmented, but it's not too much for me. It does blend out really nicely. I love this shade for me in the summertime and I love the packaging. It is so pretty and they have a ton of great shades in this range. So really happy I have that. Then I bought a Laura Mercier Caviar Stick in Rush, which is a Sephora exclusive shade. And this is similar to the Urban Decay Moon Dust eyeshadow in Solstice. And it's a really pretty like purple color that flashes like a burgundy. It's very unique. It is a little bit more on the sheer side. I definitely did build it up, but the Laura Mercier sticks are something that I use as a base. And I'm happy I have this one because it's so unique, but I don't reach for it enough because it is that cool duochrome color. I don't have that many other powder shadows that pair or that match this. I think they would pair nicely. I'm just gonna probably use this more in the springtime since I'm noticing so much of that purple tone in it, but I love the Laura Mercier Caviar Sticks. They're my favorite formula. They are very creamy. The size of this is perfect for my lid space. They don't crease on me. They last a long time without drying out. Really, really love these. Then I bought 2 lip products. The first was the Sephora Melting Lip Click in the shade number 1 Caramel, and these are dupes for the Marc Jacobs lip product. So it has a click pen and as you click it, the product will rise up, but it cannot go back down. I wish it could, but it can't. So don't, you know, click up too much. And this is a really pretty, like, warm peachy pink nude. It's a really pretty color. It does have a really nice glossy finish. It is pretty sheer though. I do see the color when I put it on, but this does fade very quickly. It has a nice like slippery feel to it, so it's not drying, but it's not overly hydrating either. I think I've decided I want to try to pan this next year. I don't necessarily get the hype on these. I like products that feel more lightweight on the lips, but I want them to hang around a little bit longer, and this disappears very quickly. So I could have done without this, but I don't super regret it. And then I had purchased this NARS oil infused lip tint in the shade Primal Instinct. I believe that this color